Good morning, everybody. This is Trevor with Investor Carrot. Going to get rolling on today's coaching call, and I'm really excited about. I'm always excited about these coaching calls. These coaching calls are a blast, first of all, and I mean it's just so much fun connecting with y'all, really guiding you guys through some things you can do to really crush it. So that's something we really look forward to, these coaching calls, and really a blast. So if you guys can let me know really quick here on the call, give me a quick double yes through the chat box there in the screen bottom right. Quick double yes if you guys can see my face and hear me. Quick double yes in the chat box. When you do that, it'll actually get piped through to me directly. So if for some reason you don't get piped through to me, just ask and the team will guide you in the right direction. So quick double yes if you can see me and hear me. Make sure that the technology is working well. Sweet, Grace, awesome. Alexander, beautiful, man. So I got your question that came through, and we're definitely going to go over your question. That's going to be the second question we're going to go into, Alexander. So thanks for sending that through, man. Andre, beautiful. James, heard you had a chance to connect with Janelle and her team over the weekend, which is sweet, down in Texas. Jeff, awesome. Welcome on in. Grace, once again, welcome on in. Good to chat with you again. Andre, Maurice, James, sweet. Yeah, James, man. Janelle had nothing but awesome stuff to say, so I'm so glad you guys were able to connect. And we're crazy fortunate to have Janelle on our team now. So glad you're really great. You're able to connect with her. And on that, guys and gals, I'll toss it out to you. So we've been building out the Carrot team here the last several months, and we added 4 new full-time team members, and soon to be a 5th. And it's just something, I'll toss it out there, whether you're a newer Carrot member or been with us for years, we're always really investing in your success. We're always really investing in making sure that we have the right resources, tools, and structure to help you succeed. And that means that we have a pretty hefty payroll here, and we want to make sure we have the right people that we can get in front of you to help you guys through those hurdles, because all day long, you guys have the choice to go out there and spend less on other solutions. There's other solutions that cost less than we do. There's other solutions that you could set up a WordPress site and hack it through yourself, or hire your uncle or your brother to do it, or something like that, or use one of the lower cost solutions. But what's going to happen is you're going to lose out on that structure and the investment that tool makes to help you succeed on the innovation side and the training side and these things right here. And one deal over the next 2 years, if we were able to save you or get you an extra deal every 2 years that netted you 15 or 20 grand, that alone is going to far trump any quote unquote savings that there'd be out there. So that's why we invest so heavily in creating our team and our structure and our product to helping you guys crush. Sweet. Ruth says, hi, will this be recorded? If so, where can it be accessed? 100% yes. Great question. It will be recorded. The first spot that you'll be able to access it is right below where you're watching it right now on that page. The last 3 weeks recorded calls will go right there. And then what you'll be able to see is there should be a link, I think, that says archive. If not, Ruth, here's where you'll see it. If you guys go to the help section, and I'm going to share my screen here in a second. If you go to the help section, go to help.oncarrot.com. On the left side, there's a thing that says coaching calls. And I'm sending this through to you directly right now, Ruth. But that is where you'll be able to access all of our past recordings. All right, so yep, we archive these puppies, and you're good to go there. Beautiful. So a couple of the people popping in here. Awesome, really good. Sweet, Maurice, awesome. Okay, cool. So I'm going to switch over and show the view of my screen here in a second. But a really quick announcement for you. Okay, really quick announcement for you. So we've had a lot change with Carrot over the past 2.5, almost 3 years since we launched this business. So we launched this business officially in 2014 at the start, but the product was a product at the end of middle of 2013. And there's been a lot that's changed. I mean, you guys are generating well over 40,000 leads per month now when you include phone call leads. You guys control more top 3, top 5 rankings for search phrases that matter, that actually get leads for sellers and buyers around the country than any other platform. And we're insanely inspired every day by what you guys do. I mean, I'm going to share a dose of awesomeness, which we do every single time on these calls. But what's so cool, guys and gals, is what you guys are doing with this tool. What's so cool is what you guys are doing with the tool, the support structure, the inspiration, and going out there and crushing it. Okay, and I got 2 people that tagged me on Facebook just this past 3 or 4 days that they basically took Carrot, what we're supplying you here on these weekly coaching calls and our system, and one of the guys said, hey, I don't have the budget or I don't have the time to do pay-per-click myself, but while I'm building my SEO, which today we're going to be talking about SEO, while I'm building my SEO, I want to make sure that I've got some traffic coming in. So he went through, implemented what we taught him on the pay-per-click side of it, hired someone that we referred him to, and just this past month, he's closed over $16,000 in profits in a pretty competitive market, implementing what we're laying out for you. So make sure when you hop in these calls, it's not just an education session and not just a session where you're going to come and absorb information, but just know that what we're telling you to do is stuff that we have directed hundreds, if not thousands of other people to do. The only difference is whether you choose to do it or not. Okay, because it doesn't matter the market. We're going into some markets like a Dallas or Houston where a lot of people think, man, I can't compete there. And we're helping some clients compete who are willing to focus, invest wisely in it, whether it's their time or money or both. We're helping people pull deals out of those competitive markets within the first month or two of implementing a strategic strategy. Okay, so we're going to help you with that today on the SEO side of it. And on future coaching calls, we focus on other things. Future coaching calls, we might focus on pay-per-click. Future coaching calls on conversion, on other topics, bring on investor Carrot customers who are crushing it. But one of those big things that I'm going to be showing you guys here that I'm crazy excited about is literally today we're rolling out our first new plan, our first new feature set plan within Carrot in 2.5 years. So we're rolling out today the Advanced Marketer Plan. And the Advanced Marketer Plan, you're going to be able to see it here within the next few hours. It's rolling out officially at 2 o'clock Pacific time today, where you'll be able to upgrade to that for a pretty darn big discount, a 25% off discount for the life of your account while you're in that plan. And I'm going to run through briefly today what's in that plan, so you guys who are on the more advanced side of things can upgrade to it and see the vision and where we're going with it. Because the solution or the problem we're solving here is we have so many high-end investors who are saying, hey, I just need more. I need more differentiation. I need more ability to track the things that we want to track in our marketing, in our SEO. I want more access to highly successful investors that are Carrot members. I want more features so I can go through and do these diagnoses of SEO issues myself, which I'm going to show you exactly how I do it, but then cast the vision on what we're building into the Advanced Marketer Plan the rest of the year to help us so all of the SEO diagnosis can happen inside of your Carrot account toward this fall. I want more differentiation. I want different Content Pro articles. And the Advanced Marketer Plan is going to include 12 exclusive Content Pro articles per month that are premium articles, all 600 words or above, all include images, and 12 exclusive ones per month extra over and above what you're already getting with Content Pro. So crazy excited to roll this out today. We've already had a bunch of people emailing us saying, hey, how could I access it? Because I kind of let the cat out of the bag last week. And I will let you into it this week. And then there's some bonuses for people who do upgrade before Sunday night at midnight this week. We're going to kick in the Facebook Advanced Masterclass, our Facebook marketing course that's usually $200. We're going to kick that in for free, and some other things before, when you upgrade to that plan by midnight Sunday this week. All right, and the cool thing is, guys and gals, it's only $50 a month extra for that plan, since you're getting this massive discount. And the whole vision there, and let me just share my screen, the whole vision there is basically, we're gonna be building out this advanced feature set, this advanced tool for you guys. Okay, we're gonna be building out amazing content marketing tools that make it so you can do video marketing better. We're gonna make it so your content is more differentiated and cracks the clutter more. We're going to be adding in those feature sets and tools. Once again, they're going to help you diagnose your SEO issues even more. Backlink reports inside of Carrot is going to be out this fall. Competitive analysis inside of your Carrot account is going to be out this fall. Some other amazing features are going to be out this summer. We've got a lot of stuff, but the basics of it is last week we rolled out the SEO keyword ranking tracker. Tuesday last week, where you can now inside of your Carrot account track your SEO rankings. So if you guys haven't had a chance to apply that in your website yet, make sure to go to our blog post that we put up last week. Just go to oncarrot.com/blog, oncarrot.com/blog, and we walk through what the new SEO ranking tracker is. All of you guys who are on this call have that feature for free to track 3 keywords per site, no additional cost for you. The Advanced Pro or the Advanced Marketer plan that we're rolling out today, you can now track 20 keywords, up to 20 keywords per site. You're also going to get premium support. So we already do amazing support, but we created a special support inbox just for Advanced Marketer members, where all of your support requests immediately skip to the front of the line, and we're going to make it easier for you to just get even faster, higher level support from us. Also plug you into an official strategy call schedule, so you can hop on strategy calls with us quarterly to walk through a plan to make sure you're crushing it. Unlimited tracking links, those 12 exclusive Content Pro articles per month that are at least 600 words per article and all include images. We're going to be doing some other cool things there. Those are going to be rolling out here in the next day or two for you. As we develop new site styles, we already have one coming out here in the next 60 days. You're going to get access to that, but also we're going to be having some exclusive ones as we go. So some of the ones that we're going to develop at a high level are just going to be in the Advanced Marketer plan, but you'll get first access to all features if you're in the Advanced Marketer plan. And there's some other things too. You'll get discounts in the marketplace, 10% off discount on almost everything in the marketplace. It'll qualify what is and what is not eligible for the discount, which that alone could pay for your extra $50 a month. And then the last thing in here that I'm going to mention, then we'll bounce off and start doing some SEO diagnosis, is one thing a lot of people ask for at the higher level is they say, hey, these weekly coaching calls are amazing. But the thing is, if you're an advanced marketer, you don't want to have to sit through a lot of beginner stuff on these weekly coaching calls. So because these weekly coaching calls are open up for everyone that's Content Pro, whether you're a brand new investor or been investing for 10 years and have 1,000 deals under your belt, we're going to have stuff for you on these coaching calls. We're going to have beginner coaching calls. We're going to have advanced coaching calls. We're going to have ones that are intermediate. And we're going to start doing a lot better job of tagging what those are. Hey, this is an advanced call. This is a beginner call. But the Advanced Marketer plan, we're not sure how it's going to shake out yet. We're going to work with the people who upgrade and kind of help you all through that. But we're not sure how it's going to shake out. But we're going to do something to where you're going to get access to other high-end investors more easily. We're going to do something where it's either going to be a private group just for the Advanced Marketer people to share and mastermind, or a monthly straight up true mastermind call where high-end people come on. Only the people on the Advanced Marketer plan can come on and really share what's working. And on those calls, we're not going to go over any basic stuff. It's all going to be advanced stuff. So any one of those features could be worth the extra $50 a month for you. And I'll finish the pitch with this, and then we'll bounce from this. Is once again, this plan will be $199 a month once we get the full feature set built out this fall. But everyone who joins this week and before we get the full feature set built out is going to get it for $149 a month for the life of your account in that plan, saving you a bunch. And that's kind of our thanks for helping us build this plan alongside you, and our thanks for really being an amazing Carrot customer and diving in and trusting us in the process. So you'll get an email today, and we might even be able to open it up for those of you on this call early to upgrade and get in there. All right, so sweet. We're gonna bounce from that. So a couple pieces of content. Go to our blog, guys and gals. If you are an advanced marketer, check out the post we put out Thursday last week. That's how you crush your marketing in a big way. And dose of awesomeness. Richard sent this in. He said, you just paid a great compliment by an SEO company in Atlanta that called me to do a website for us. They asked me if they could take a closer look at our website, no obligation. After reviewing the sites, they came back with this answer. Richard, other than a little more personalization, a few more testimonials, your website's killer. I would be stealing your money if I told you I could build you something better or even improve your existing sites. This is a professional SEO firm that reached out to him, and he had done hardly any customization on his website, y'all. So that's just the basics of we focus on performance so much. You've got that baked in, but then of course you need to make sure you go through and personalize it and customize it, which we can talk about today. I'm your coach, Trevor, CEO of Carrot, and we're gonna dive in right now on this. Now I know we're about 15 minutes in now, and since we launched this new pricing plan, I took a little bit longer on the intro than normal. Normally on these diagnosis calls, we like to hop into the content within about 8 minutes of it starting. So just FYI, if this is your first Carrot coaching call, that right there is why it took about 15 minutes to get in the content. So we'll address the advanced marketer plan later too. And if you guys have questions about the advanced marketer plan or any wish lists on the feature set or any of that, please send them through today. All right. There's great questions coming through already. Curtis says, do you have someone that will look over my site and evaluate my SEO? Yes, we're going to do that today, man. So Curtis, on these diagnosis calls, guys and gals, send through your domain name, send through what you're looking to rank for, and send through what you've already done to date to try to get that ranking. Okay, so send through your domain name, send through what keywords you're actually going after. All right, and then send through what you've had a chance to implement. And then we'll be able to, right on this call, give you an action plan, Curtis. But we're going to start with 2 questions. All right, got this one in from Blake out of Salt Lake City. And this one actually came in a couple weeks ago. And Blake's been a member for quite some time. And he's in the Salt Lake City market and Utah market. And he's trying to crack through to get better rankings. So I'm going to walk you through some stuff. I've got another question from Alexander Romanoff that he sent through support. And support sent that over to me and said, hey, can you please address this for Alexander? So that's question 2. After that, then we're going to dive into your guys' questions in the order that they come in. All right, so question from Blake. It says, on my website, yourpricemyterms.com, I want to get it ranked for We Buy Houses in Utah and We Buy Houses Salt Lake City on the #1 spot. What would I have to do? So the first thing that I like to do, guys and gals, is, first of all, we always like to look at things in this order, okay? So I'm going to go over to Blake's site. So it's Your Price, My Terms. All right, so yourpricemyterms.com. I'm going to pull that puppy up. And the first thing that I noticed before, so I shot Blake a video a couple weeks back and sent it to him. So he's already made some updates since then, which is, I love that. I love it when people take action on stuff so fast. The first thing I saw was he's been a member for several years. So he was using what we call V1 here at Carrot, version 1. Of our websites. We rolled out V2 in April of 2016, and we encouraged him to move over to V2. So he moved over to V2, which gave him access to the kind of the fresher site design, the new code base. Things are quicker, things are easier. All right, there's still some things I would highly suggest. Now, I know this isn't really SEO related directly, but the first thing I always do, guys and gals, when I'm diagnosing SEO issues is I look at their site, because we found so much lately, that an indicator of SEO at a high level, like I'm talking the top 3-4 spots, is the way that your site visitor engages and consumes the content on that page. And what do I mean by that? Well, here's a real world example. So we have a client in Birmingham, right? And the client basically changed the branding of this website. The branding before was nice, friendly. It was easy to understand that they buy houses. It was something like it was something like Trusted Home Buyer or something like that. That's not what it was, but it was something. I think it was Honest Home Buyer or something like that. Okay, so when you're a prospect and you land in a website that's easy to understand what you do, it's got a good warm fuzzy feeling. That's going to be a good positive credibility indicator. Okay, so people surfed around that website a little bit more. It had a high stick rate, so people wouldn't bounce off that content back to the search results fast. But what happened was they rebranded to something called it was just their company name, which is White Dog Enterprises LLC. And without chatting with us, they went through and updated their entire company name, their branding, to White Dog Enterprises. They put a dog on the homepage instead of the person's face. They changed their branding, and they also changed their company name, which put their company name on their title tag. Okay, so what happened was, I'm just going to do this right here. So We Buy Houses Salt. I'm just going to do this as an example. This is a different market, but when you Google, when you're a prospect and you Google this, you see the content that shows here. That content is a great way to sell someone to click on your website. It's almost like using these as little mini ads to sell the click. So as soon as that person updated their brand, right here it said White Dog Enterprises instead of Truth Time Home Buyers. Okay, so White Dog Enterprises, what is it? Does that elicit trust and credibility? And my answer was definitely not as much as Truth Time Home Buyers. Their SEO ranking dropped 5 spots within a week or two after changing their branding, and it changed their title tag, and it changed the branding on the homepage, they had retained that #1 ranking for 2 years. The only thing that changed was their branding. And people are going, well, shoot, how does that affect your SEO rankings? It's because of the click-through rate and because of their stay rate or the bounce rate, okay? So you want to make sure in your SEO or in your title tag for your page, when you look at it to go, okay, is every part of that title tag adding positive credibility or is it adding confusion? Okay, so as soon as we went through and saw that their ranking changed, we went back and updated their branding back to a trustworthy style name. We got rid of the dog. We put nice, clean, clear branding. Their bounce rate improved, and their click-through rate from Google searches improved, and their ranking went back up within a week. Okay, so it's really important. The reason I brought this up, it's really important to make sure that you have dialed in some of the visuals on your website, because even the visuals can increase your ranking, which sounds funny, but it does it by proxy of whether people are bouncing back to the search rankings at a high rate or not. Okay, and this right here, I would highly suggest that Blake update his picture so it's crisp and clean and clear, not pixelated. Okay, something like this. Sell now, like this is a great example of a crisp, clean, clear image. Okay, crisp, clean, clear, very crisp, clean, clear. Brings a lot of credibility in. Okay, so that's one thing I would highly suggest that Blake still update, because we don't want people bouncing back from the swipe back to the search, from the site to the search engine, and increasing your bounce rate, which could decrease your ranking, especially in the top 3 rankings. Okay, so the next thing we looked at, guys and gals, there's this free tool called the Moz Bar, and I'd highly suggest if you guys are looking at really ramping up your SEO, that you download this free tool called the Moz Bar. Okay, and I'm just on the free account, and the reason I use the free account is because just to show you guys that you don't have to upgrade to a higher plan to get some of these features. Now, they don't really give you full access to everything, and there really isn't a great backlink tool that's going to give you access to everything for free. But that is something, like I mentioned, in the advanced marketing plan, advanced marketer plan that's rolling out today. This fall, we're going to have our backlink checker and basic research tool built into Carrot for the advanced marketer plan, and a bunch of other features that is, as long as you join this week during this promo period, you're going to get 25% off of that plan for life, in addition to all the amazing value and features you're already going to get right now. So here in about 4, 5, 6 months, the aim is that everything I'm going to show you today on how to diagnose your SEO is going to be all built into Carrot, and you won't have to use another tool. And once again, if you get that plan today, before Sunday this week, you're going to get grandfathered in at that lower pricing. Because as soon as that full feature set is built out, the price is going to go up to $200 a month for everyone who joins after. So the first thing I'm going to do here is pull up the Moz toolbar, which you can kind of see at the top of my screen potentially. And what it's going to show is it's going to show you some basic stuff. And this is the first thing I always like to do. Okay, so pull up the search ranking or the search phrase you're looking at ranking for. And you guys can find this Moz toolbar by just going to Google and typing up Moz toolbar and downloading it onto your browser. Okay, right there, you just find it and download it on your browser. And it adds in the free little data points here. Okay, and none of these are going to be 100%, hey, this one data point is going to prove exactly what you need to do on SEO. But what it will do is it'll give you some suggestions. All right, so the couple data points we're going to look at here are page authority and domain authority. And on the basic side of it, once again, if you're in the advanced marketer plan, if we're going to go over this stuff, we're never going to be going over any basics when you're on the advanced marketing plan. We'll completely skip over explaining what page authority and domain authority are and those types of things, assuming that you already know. On these coaching calls, we are going to explain the basics of it just for everyone. So domain authority is at your domain level. As an example, this one, sellmyutahhousefast.com. Google is saying basically the authority of that site is about a 28 out of 100, which is pretty darn good for a localized site like this. Page authority is that individual page. So this right here, sellmyutahhousefast.com / we buy houses, blah, 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 that exact page. Okay, that one has a page authority, 1 out of 100, which means it's basically about, it's beginner, okay? And then you can also see that according to the Moz toolbar anyway, and this isn't always 100% accurate, which is why when we build out that feature in the advanced marketing plan this summer or fall, on the backlink reporting, we're not going to be getting our data from Moz. We're going to be getting it from Ahrefs likely, or some other tool with more accurate backlink reporting. But it's showing that this particular page has no links or none that they're recognizing. This one has none. So you start to go down, and this one here has 22. This one has a few. Sweet. So in general, to rank really high for We Buy Houses Salt Lake City, you don't need to have a gajillion backlinks, right? This one here, according to this anyway, is showing none. This one has none. This one has 22, but it's got a lower domain authority. Okay, this one up here, the website's trusted more in general, which is why Google's giving it a bump, even though it doesn't have as many backlinks as this one down here. Okay, so if I was looking to rank well for this phrase, the first thing I'm going to do is I would go over to Blake's website and I go, okay, you're looking to rank for the We Buy Houses type phrase. Let's look and see how your content is optimized first. Okay, so We Buy Salt Lake City Houses. Is the content optimized for a phrase that's based around that? Just looking at this content, it's decent content. They could probably beef it up a little bit more, making sure to build in some more customized content here slightly, and then really making sure that they've used the Carrot SEO tool in here to make sure that it's optimized for that phrase. So here's an example: yourpricemyterms.com. I'm just going to dive into the back end of their site really fast. Okay, and I'm just going to go to the pages deal here and find the home page. And so if this is oh, there we go, home page right there. So I'm going to pop in here and look at the SEO tool. So he's got the SEO tool dialed in at a green. Looks like he's optimizing for sell your Salt Lake City house fast a little bit more. And I'm just going to Google that and see where that comes in. Okay, so it looks like that one he's ranked number 2 for, which is sweet. Okay, so that one's ranked number 2 for that. So he's using that Carrot SEO tool well. And then he's also got the words We Buy Houses in Utah there. So we're probably going to want to make sure that we go in here and mix in a little bit more of the actual phrase We Buy Houses in Salt Lake City. Okay, because that's something there. If I was to pull up right here in the find deal, I'm just going to right here in my Chrome browser, We Buy Houses. So look at that. So I'm pulling it up just in the Chrome browser, the find utility. I'm not even finding that phrase We Buy Houses Salt Lake City anywhere, okay, in those exact words. So that'd be one of the first things I would do for Blake is go find a spot in here. Like, do you need to sell your Salt Lake City house fast? Excellent. We Buy Houses in Cool. So I just added it in there once, right? Okay, so we got that phrase in there once. I'm going to go find another spot to put the phrase in another place here. And once again, you don't want to be overusing it. So We Buy Houses, Salt Lake City. Okay. So we've already got a little bit of that in there. And then they're using a different variation of it here, which is great. We Buy Salt Lake City Houses. I'm going to actually capitalize this just to make it look a little bit more uniform and better and sweet. So what I would do then is sweet. So let's keep the content there for a little bit, and then we're going to go and see if there's any off-page factors that can help them rank better. Okay, so now I'm going to bump back to their homepage here. The page authority on this particular page, since it's their homepage, is about a 23, domain authority 13. So if we're kind of comparing some of that, we want to make sure that we're going to go through and get their domain authority up a little bit more, since the domain authority around these other ones that are in the top 3 were all over 20. And how do you increase your domain authority? It's going to be with social signals, and it's going to be with backlinks, and honestly just aging your domain. Okay, so the advice I gave Blake, because I went through and did a quick backlink report on his site, which you guys can do. Moz has some of those tools in there. Once again, like I could click, let's go find actually this one here. I could click this where it says he has 88 links. The big thing is, it looks like Moz's toolbar for some reason isn't working at the moment. The big thing is I looked through a lot of those links. A lot of those links weren't good anymore. It said this link removed, that link removed, things like that. Okay, so make sure, yeah, it looks like for some reason the Moz's toolbar isn't working at the moment, which is weird. It's usually working great. This is one of the reasons we're going to be pulling in all that data inside of the Carrot account here ourselves. Okay, So my suggestion to him was build out some more of that content around the We Buy Houses phrase, or get some more social signals, and maybe a half dozen good quality, high level backlinks. And we gave him some good suggestions on it. And if you guys are curious on some specific suggestions on backlinks, let me know and we can talk about it today. All right. So once again, Blake already got his answer emailed to him, but I just want to kind of walk you through that. Now let me go into Alexander Romanov's here. Okay, Alexander, his website is iwillbuyhouse.com. Bump it over here. And the question was, my goal is to improve my PPC conversion rate. My website is, and it's this one. And the first thing I'm always going to ask you, Alexander, even though this isn't an SEO related question, I'm still going to toss this out there on this diagnosis call because you sent it through and we wanted to make sure to serve y'all, is on the pay-per-click side, we always want to make sure to look at, what are you doing on the pay-per-click side? So are you managing your own pay-per-click? Are you having someone manage it for you? How have you set it up? Let me know, give me some context there so I kind of know how you have set up your pay-per-click. Because I know when we go into a market and we manage pay-per-click for a client, or a person who is kind of a high-level person manages pay-per-click, we tend to see pretty uniform results in markets. As an example, running pay-per-click for a client in Baltimore, and with a well-honed-in PPC account, you can expect a conversion rate in many markets from 13 to 25% of all those PPC clicks are going to turn into a lead. Okay, and that's even in some markets like a Phoenix. We're running pay-per-click there right now. We're getting about a 14% conversion rate from a click to a lead in the Phoenix market, which is really competitive when the campaign is honed in well. So you're saying he has a professional manage it for you. Is it someone who, is it someone that we referred you to that we would know? Is it the person in our marketplace or someone outside of it? And it sounds like you say it's getting a conversion rate of about 10 to 15%. Is that including phone calls as well, as are you tracking phone calls, your phone call leads? Because what we'll find in some markets that sometimes 30% or half of your leads will come from phone calls on pay-per-click. So if you're not directly tracking the phone call leads that are coming from pay-per-click, and you can track that all the way back that it came from pay-per-click, then that's something that we definitely need to be dialing in. Okay, so you're having AdWords nerds run it for you then. Sweet. So they know what they're doing. Sweet. So you definitely need to be tracking phone call leads, because if you're getting phone calls right now through this phone number and they actually possibly came from, let's say that they came from pay-per-click, but you didn't know it, we need to be tracking that. So that's the thing. I would reach out to Dan if you are using AdWords nerds. I'd reach out to Dan and say, hey, I definitely want to track my phone call leads. And get some sort of phone call tracking set up. It could be CallRail, or there's other really great phone call tracking systems that you can set up. And then what will happen is then you'll get a report, or they should send you a report saying, hey, 7 leads came from phone calls that we can directly tie to PPC, and these other 14 came from opt-in or something. Okay, so make sure you're tracking that, because who knows, you may actually be getting closer to a 20 to 25% conversion rate when you figure in phone calls. All right, which if that's the case, that's stellar. The next thing I would ask you on the PPC side of things, which I would encourage you guys to look at this for SEO as well, is have you guys honed in, Alexander, have you guys honed in what your ideal cost per lead is yet? If so, send me through what your ideal cost per lead is. Okay, and guys, there's some really good questions coming here. Donald got your question, George got yours, Sam, awesome questions, Maurice, Curtis, these are all great questions, so we're gonna hit these for sure. On that, Alexander, so are you guys let me reverse here. Phone call tracking. Sweet, you putting in something. Yep, James asked, what are backlinks? I'll direct you on what those are here in a second. All right. So on the pay-per-click side, we want to make sure, this is where I was, we want to make sure that you've nailed your ideal cost per lead. Okay, so if you're generating, let's say, a cost per lead, a qualified lead on direct mail, and it's $150 per qualified lead on direct mail, and usually a direct mail lead is going to convert at a lower percentage than, let's say, a PPC or SEO lead. So if you're doing direct mail and you get 50 qualified leads and you close 1 out of every 25 into a deal, so that's 2 deals if you got those 50 leads, With pay-per-click or SEO done correctly, you're likely going to close a higher percentage. Rather than 1 in 25, it's probably going to be 1 in 15 or 1 in 12 or something like that, depending on how well your campaigns are honed in. So if you're willing to pay $150 per qualified lead with direct mail, where you close 1 out of 25 into a deal, you might be willing to pay $200 or $250 per lead with pay-per-click, and still get the same numbers. So we've been getting $120 to $140 cost per lead, sometimes drops to $80 per lead, which is pretty darn sharp. That's pretty darn good. And where it says Washington, so it looks like you're in the Washington state market, which is cool. And then where are you driving them to, Alexander? Are you guys driving them directly to the home page, or are you driving them directly to the location-specific pages based on where they clicked the ad? And that's the next thing I would suggest is I would suggest testing both. And I'm not going to say that one of them is going to perform better than the other one all the time, but I would definitely say test them. You know, if you're driving everyone to a Washington page versus driving the people from Bellevue to a Bellevue page, you might test driving them directly to the Bellevue page and seeing if that's going to perform better. Okay, that's definitely something I would suggest there. Okay, so take those notes. A couple last little tidbits. I would highly suggest personalizing your site a little bit more on the PPC side of things. Let me show you a few examples here on ones that are performing very, very well for us in markets, especially on pay-per-click. This one, once again, is performing really well for PPC that we're running in the Baltimore market. And they're using I think it's the Juniper design, our Juniper design. And there's a few elements I want to really show you here that are really important. This one here with David Brown, he's doing a little bit of pay-per-click. Most of his leads come from SEO. You can see that he's taken a few extra steps to personalize and increase the credibility of the site. So the first thing is I would definitely make sure you swap out that hero image back there. Okay, the hero image, a nice, clean, clear hero image, is really important to increasing that credibility. Really important, okay? And it doesn't take a lot of effort to go through and make sure that you've got a hero image that's customized for that particular page. So I would definitely get rid of the stock hero image here. You can have our team help you swap them out if you found some, but they're really easy to swap out. Just go inside of that page, okay? Just go inside of that page and find the page that you're looking to swap it out. And then you just come right down here to featured image and then add a new image there. Okay, that's where you would add that image to change this image up here. Okay, so jot that down. Get your hero images clean, crisp, and updated so they're more localized and specific to you. All right, I'm going to give you another example or two of some good hero images. Just to show you the difference visually that they're going to make. Okay, so this site here, this is a Carrot site. They went through and highly customized it. Now we do have a package now for people who are closing at least 3 deals a month that we can do what's called a concierge quick start, where we'll go through and personalize your site at a concierge level. Our team will do it and really dial in the visual for you. It's not cheap. It's about $1,500. But reach out to support if you're interested in that. If you are at that level doing a few deals a month, we can dial in that. But look and see the difference here. So we've got a customized hero image. They've got their Better Business Bureau image tagged up here, which we could do for you in support of the concierge quick start if you are a BBB. We have found, guys and gals, that adding Better Business Bureau and other third-party credibility badges increase performance. I was down in Tennessee a couple months back talking with the largest home buyer in Tennessee, Dan Lane, who's a client of ours, and they said they do a follow-up phone call, and this is a good lesson for y'all. They do a follow-up phone call to every single deal that they close, every deal, and they talk with the seller and they ask them a series of questions. How'd you find out about us? You know, this and that. Did you click an ad? Did you do this? What did you search? Do you have any feedback on how we can do better? And one of the questions they ask them is there anything that kind of swayed you to work with us? And they said over half of all the deals that they do in a cluttered market like today is the people that they indicated that they go to Google and that they start to Google the company name, that company's name. So Your Price, My Terms, Utah, or if your company's name is Home Buy Solutions, or let's go find yours, Alexander. Let me get rid of some of these pages here. Where'd it go? right there. I will buy a house. So like what is your branding? If you're doing enough marketing, the person's going to go there and type in, you know, as an example, Tennessee home buyers. Look at this. Google pops this up as a suggestion, Tennessee home buyer reviews. People are going to click that and they're going to end up going to Google and trying to vet you out. And you can see what they've done is they've really piled in a bunch of reviews, legitimate reviews from their customers into their BBB profile. So now when people are going to research them and vet them out, their BBB profile, their Facebook profile, and their website all work together to convert the person from a lead into a deal. Okay, so we need to make sure that we are really building out that credibility profile on the site. So that's the biggest thing I would highly suggest there, Alexander, is finding other ways to build out that credibility profile on your site. If you're not a Better Business Bureau accredited business, even though I don't like BBB as a business model, consumers do care about it. I would highly suggest possibly getting that and then working with our team to get it up on the top of your site or somewhere on there. Okay, and some other things. Get your hero images swapped out. Let's go to your about page. We put out a lot of data that shows the about page is always within the top 2 or 3 most visited sites on or pages on your site. So sweet, you've got some good pictures of yourselves. Talk about what you do. That's cool. So I can tell you're real people. Okay, cool, sweet. So that's good. You've got some good testimonials and case studies up here. This is awesome stuff. Sweet. Yep, just take those things and run with them, man. So possibly test localizing, you know, sending your traffic to localized pages if you're not, and see if that performs better. I would definitely probably get rid of this image back here, because this image, like, are you selling backpacks to me, or are you going to buy my house kind of thing? So either put in an image that depicts the actual client being happy, okay? Like, let's see. This one here, this client's closing 15 to 20 deals a month. And I'm not saying this image is the best example of it, but this is showing, you know, basically people holding hands and they're happy now after they sold their house kind of thing. And this page is converting pretty darn good. But then you can see it's got the BBB accredited stuff. It's got some bigger case studies and testimonials. They've got some videos which really sell well. All right. So, and they've got different hero images up there. One last thing that just popped in my brain, this is for everyone on the call, and this is so big, guys and gals, is you only get one chance to make that first impression. And this, just being honest, kind of tough love stuff, is this logo doesn't give me a good warm and fuzzy feeling that you guys are a legit business. Okay, so even if you're getting those opt-ins and people are opting in, the odds are that they probably have also seen 2, 3, 4, 5 other investors' websites or got their direct mail. So now that you got the opt-in, now the next battle that we've got is how do we convert them from the opt-in to a lead? And part of that is the credibility profile. And this logo, I would definitely work on making something simpler and better. Okay. And if you wanted to make it crazy, crazy simple, man, here's something I'll show you. This isn't something that this just shows you that I want everyone to make sure that you're thinking outside of the box when it comes to the way that you're marketing, the way that you're doing your business. I want to share a new screen with you really quick. Okay, I want to share a new screen with you really quick. Let me do this. Let me share this application. And if any of you guys are looking to make a better logo or something like that, once again, if my team saw this, they'll probably kill you. But if you've got something like this is Keynote on Mac, or even PowerPoint, and you don't have a graphic designer or something like that, guys, for now you could even come here and just go find someone's logo that you like. You can see how simple but professional theirs is, how simple but professional theirs is, how simple his is, how simple and professional theirs is. Same thing with his. I would definitely increase the professionalism of that logo, because that logo looks like it's something that was created with 1996 Microsoft Paint or something like that, which is a good homage to Washington, since you're there, since you live there. So I'm just going to show something here. So let's say your name is I Will Buy House, right? Which that by itself kind of sounds weird. It sounds kind of weird. It sounds like broken English. So I would definitely kind of look at your branding overall, Alexander, and see if that's what you actually want to go with as a company name. As a domain name, that's okay. as a company name, or at least your DBA, I would highly suggest thinking about something that just that comes across better. Because how do you say it if you're on the phone? Hey, this is Alexander with iwillbuyhouse. It just comes off weird. So it could be I will buy your house, or maybe your company name is actually, Washington Home Buyers or something like that, or Trusted Home Buyer Washington, or whatever it is, but your domain name is I will buy house. I would definitely really think about your branding and your credibility profile, Alexander, and change it. Keep the domain, but change the company or DBA to be something that seems easier to say and come across. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I can make a really quick, simple little logo here. All right, so let's just say I'm just going to make it up. Okay, let's just say your company name that you really want to go with is Trusted Washington Buyer. Okay, let's say that's what it is. Okay, so I'm just typing something else out really quick here, and let's go ahead and you grab free real estate icon. So I'm just going to Google. You can't see this right now because I'm only showing my slides. But go find some like free real estate icons, ones that are truly free for you to be able to use. Okay, and you can go through, and I found this one. It's free. It's letting me use it, and I'm just gonna grab a picture of it here really quick and bring it over into, once again, you can use PowerPoint or Keynote or whatever. Now this isn't the best example of an image to use because it doesn't have any color and it's not pretty. I'm just using this for illustration purposes to show you guys, just to get focused with using your resources. Using the resources that you have. What happened? There it is. Okay, so I can click this, shrink this puppy down. I'm just gonna make a simple little logo. Okay, let's do that. Let's make this color something else. Let's say it's blue. Turn it blue. I'm gonna make it a little bit darker, and you guys get what I'm doing here. Okay, this isn't gonna be a pretty logo right now. All right, but I'm showing you. You don't have to have this professional graphic designer to come up with something that looks great. At least better than what's up there right now. And then you can always get the professional graphic designer to help you out with it later. Okay. Trusted Washington Buyer. And once again, this is not a good example of a logo, but you can see what I'm doing here. And then you can type up something here like a little tagline or something. All right, Trusted Washington Buyer. Align. I'm going to bring that to. Sorry. You get the idea. This is probably the worst Keynote logo I've made. I've made some pretty good ones actually, but you get the idea here, right? So you can do something like that, really simple icon. You take a screenshot of that, upload it. I mean, that logo, I would not upload that. No, that one's not good, but I would focus on getting some better branding there. That alone could help to really increase your overall profile of how your PPC converts. All right, cool. Sweet, dude. Yeah, hit me back up. And if you want us to look at some specifics on conversion or run a test, let us know. I know Dan does a lot of testing, but those few things, man, could really help your hero sections, get your branding really honed in and identified better. Okay, and then get some sort of third-party credibility in there, Better Business Bureau, stuff like that. All right, sweet, dude. I know that was kind of a whirlwind of it right there. James says a couple things here, right? So these are some basic questions, but they're good ones. I'm going to answer these basic ones and bounce to the next question. Backlinks. James asks, what are backlinks? Let me switch my presentation back to the screen here. Okay. So backlinks, James, are basically another website linking to your site. So if you've gone through and got your citations, if you haven't done that yet, go to the help section here, help.oncarrot.com, and go to the getting started guide. Okay, and if you've already got through the phase one, which is kind of dialing in the visual of your site, the next part is actually getting some traffic going. Okay, we kind of walk you through what you should do if you're going to be doing SEO and stuff like that. And citations are basically Yelp, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, those types of things, where they're third-party sites that are an essential kind of basic listing of your business. But almost every time they link to your website, that's one version of a backlink. Another version of a backlink is you join the Chamber of Commerce. They let you put your URL, your website, in your member listing profile on their website. Sweet, that's a backlink. Those are all good things. Google loves them. They help you with SEO. But we dive into that stuff a lot more detail if you go to the 3 lead per day training, if you have that. If anyone is going to be doing their own SEO or having a VA do it, the 3 lead per day training is required. I mean, that's what's going to help you get there. And we're going through a massive update this quarter in a big way. But module 4, we go over backlinks from basics to advanced, okay? So right there, module 4, video 7. So that's where I would start for sure, all right? And free images, James, there's some great ones that we can send through to you. Just hit support up and say, hey, what are some good free stock photo websites? One of the ones we use a lot, it's called Unsplash. It's got some really great free images that you can use. A lot of them are just kind of ones not related to real estate, but you can find some good ways to use them. And there's some other sources that you can use too. Alrighty? Sweet. For sure. Cool. Yeah, Grace says she's working on backlinks right now. Grace's question says, you checked my site a few months ago, so it's okay if you want to give someone else a chance, but Jordan Property Buyers, let me bring this up. Sweet. So yeah, so this is a good example of what I was kind of walking through with James. That she's got a good, clean, simple, professional branding here. Got her Better Business Bureau stuff there. Let me click this and see, because you know that your prospects are going to be clicking that. So one thing I would do here, Grace, is as you close deals or close more deals, make sure that you make it a concerted effort to build the Better Business Bureau profile over here. Okay, get some reviews over here. So that's one thing I've recommended to a lot of high-end investors, that if they don't have reviews in their Better Business profile yet, for the next 4, 5, 10 deals, make that a part of your process. And you're sitting down with them and say, hey, awesome. So how was it working with us? Beautiful. Well, you know what? I'd actually love for you to share your experience. And heck, if you do it right now, I'll give you a $50 gift card to Applebee's or whatever cool restaurant is locally. I'll give you a $50 gift card to this awesome restaurant if you're able to sit down right now and give us a review on our Better Business Bureau profile page. And if you can get 5, 10, 15 good reviews on BBB, that's going to help your conversions, because people are searching for it, especially if we put the click to the link there. Okay, so while it shows it's an A-, there's still no reviews there. We need to get some reviews over there. All right, so as soon as deals start to close and things like that, get those over there. And I guess Grace says doing PPC citations, SEO myself, and focusing on direct marketing. Have Better Business Bureau, some Yelp stuff. Cool. Looking to get that first deal done. I manage my own PPC campaign, $15 per day. Cool. So I guess what are the results you're getting right now, Grace, with PPC? So what's your cost per lead? How many leads are you getting per month? And what's happening with those leads right now? Like once you get the leads, I guess why are they not closing if you're getting leads? Okay, let me know that stuff for sure. All right. So let me know kind of that on the pay-per-click side. I'll bounce back to that once you give me some of that data. On the PPC side, you got $15 per day, but how many leads are you getting? What's your cost per lead? And why aren't leads closing into deals yet? Right. So we'll circle back. George was the third one that came in. George, right here, man. So that's a good question. P360buyishouses.com. And these are fun, guys and gals. This is one of the reasons that even at the Content Pro level, there's such high value here. Is you don't have to go hire a coach or hire a PPC or SEO expert or conversion expert in addition to what you're already getting here. So one thing I would definitely look at here is this. This is the first thing that just stuck out for me in a big way, George, is I didn't initially know that this was a button. Okay, so on the conversion side of it, let's shrink it down to mobile. On the conversion side of it, man, it doesn't look like there's any button there at all, especially on mobile. Okay, even though the words are there, on mobile, you're not going to get that hover. You're not going to get that hover effect. Okay, so one thing I would hate for people to do is kind of be wondering, shoot, where do I tap to actually submit this? Okay, One rule of thumb I always like to have on the conversion side is, and this is the reason that we have orange by default on our websites, but we don't say you should keep orange. We just, by default, orange is the button color. Is contrast in your button color in your opt-in section is what draws the eye and helps to grease the chute on conversion. Contrast, okay? And so if we go and look at some of these sites right here, this contrasts in a big way. I can immediately, my eye immediately is drawn to this section, because there's this section, my eye is immediately drawn down here, down here to the opt-in box. The white grabs my eye. And then the red button is very clear that that's what I should be doing next. This one here, this is actually their testimonial page. But let me go to their home page. Same thing, contrast from the outside area. If I was gonna even add more contrast, I'd probably make this button a different color than the green, because now the greens are kind of competing for my eye. I'd almost even make this button color that red that's in the house or something like that to add more contrast. Same thing, contrast. Right here, big time contrast, but it still matches with their branding. Okay, so that's the very first thing I would definitely do, is get some contrast going there. We can update that right now if you want to on the page, George. I can do it for you if you want. Yeah, for sure. So it says the phrase I'm ranking for is sell your house fast, Baltimore. Do you mind if I hop into the back end of your site here, George? Okay, cool. I'll hop in there. Sweet. So let me hop into the back end there of your site. Let's go to dashboard up here, right there. And sweet. Cool. So you've been with us for a few months now. So what we're going to do first here is we're going to go to design. Okay. And like I said, this isn't directly SEO stuff, guys and gals, but on the SEO side, if your bounce rate is lower and people engage on pages, that can affect your SEO, which is why we want to make sure that we've really greased the chute on conversion as well as we can. Okay, so if we go here, I believe it's colors. So right here, button color. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select the button color that contrasts a little bit more. We're not going to do like, that'd be weird, you know, but that gray, I don't know. I don't usually like to make black opt-in boxes. And one thing that you're seeing that up here, that little scroll box that stays up there, that also is the same color as the button color. I'm trying to find something that can kind of match your branding, but also stand out, and that looks good. And I mean, if you don't like the color that I choose, you can always go through and change it, okay? I honestly kind of like the green. Now, if you don't like it, you can totally change it, but I kind of like how that stands out a little bit. It definitely contrasts with the rest of your branding. So once again, I'm not going to say that you've got to do that. Or you could do it a different way, or you could change your primary color. I'm gonna save this. You could change your primary color to match that gray a little bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna save this so I can just so I can change it back. Let's say the primary color was kind of more a gray color, not a gray purple. That wouldn't be a good one. You know, so it's kind of that gray color, but then we can make the button color back to being that red that you had, right? So now we've got some good contrast, but it still matches your branding. So which one do you like better, man? Do you kind of like the opt-in box being this gray color a little bit better with the red button, and then you've got the red topper up there too? And someone on my team could actually dial in the red so it's closer to your brand red, because that red that I chose just isn't really the brand red. It's getting closer here for sure. It's getting closer. I'd like it to stand out a little bit more. But yeah, let me know which one of those you like better, the red box with kind of the different color there, or the grayish box with, okay, sweet, we'll save it. All right, done. So now that stands out visually a little bit better. And like I said, if you wanted to lock it in so that red up top and that red in the button matches your branding a little bit better, our team can do it. Just reach out to support, they can help you. All right. So looking to rank for Sell Your House Fast Baltimore, the first thing I'm going to look at, and I'm going to highly encourage everyone to do this if you have not done it, every single person by the end of this call, this is your homework right here, is go to the rankings tab. So you can see right here, this is something we launched new last week, guys and gals. Right here, go to the rankings tab, click it, and add in the keywords that you're looking to rank for, y'all, because we launched this feature last week. It's included in every Content Pro member's account now, all right? So right here, you get to track up to 3 keywords. and I'm going to put in this exact, that's not the keyword you want to track. I want to put in this exact keyword that you're looking to rank for. And this is version 1 of our Carrot ranking tracker tool. Okay, V2 is going to be coming out sometime soon. That's going to include some more features, and that's going to help guide you along in the SEO journey and say, hey, you're ranking number 8. Here's what to do next. That's going to come in V2 later this year. But V1, you can track this stuff. And like I said, if you haven't already, check out the blog, y'all, because we laid out basically exactly what that feature set does right here in a blog post last week. And this is one of our things on our continued effort to build more value for you all the time, to make your investment with us a no-brainer, as long as you keep investing in being successful. But one of the things that's cool about this, which I'm not gonna be able to show it yet on your account, George, because I just added the keyword, but it takes a day or two for the data to get in there. Our system will update those rankings for you weekly, automatically. And then as soon as the rankings populate, and over time, you're gonna be able to see, you can click through on the individual keyword like this is showing, you'll be able to see the history of that ranking. It increased 3 spots and down decreased and stuff like that. So once that ranking data populates over the coming months, you'll be able to track it like that. Some cool stuff, right? So let me pop back in your account. So that keyword's in there now. I would also highly suggest that you guys track your keyword name, or not your keyword name, your company name. And George, what do you go by as your company name? Okay, so when you're marketing your business, is it Properties 360 LLC that they know you as? If that's the case, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab one of these suggested keywords to track right here, and I'm gonna type that in. We wanna make sure that we're Properties 360, I'm gonna eliminate the LLC part, Properties 360 Baltimore Reviews. I'm gonna click add that keyword, and then that way it's gonna start to track where you're ranking there as well. Okay, so now you've got these all dialed in there. Our system's gathering the data. Like I said, it might take a day or two for the data to come in, and it's gonna start helping you. And with this plan, now you can add one more keyword for free. And then if you wanted to go, just go crazy with it and track a bunch more keywords, once again, that's where the advanced marketer plan is going to come into play that we rolled out today, which we're excited about. And you'll be able to track up to 20 keywords per site, in addition to a bunch of new features today and a bunch of new features we're building out. And it's only $50 a month extra during this promotional period for you. All right, sweet. So on the SEO side, now that we're tracking those things, that's the first thing. You can't improve what you're not tracking. I'm going to go and you're gonna go and just Google it. Let's Google that puppy. Okay, so let's see where you're ranking right now. Okay, so your domain name, what was your domain name? P360 House Buyers. And what have you done so far, George? Have you had a chance to build backlinks or anything like that? Okay, so I'm just Googling this. That's a pretty competitive market. Okay, so that's a pretty competitive market. So it's definitely gonna take some effort and some time to get that ranking up. But the cool thing is, I don't care what market you're in and what keywords you're going after. If you implement the right plan and you have the right strategy, if you're implementing the right plan and the right strategy, you can rank in the top 5 for any keywords in any market. All right. We started SEO in one market, a crazy competitive market, and it's already on page 1 within about 4 or 5 months of really solid SEO. But that's like very solid strategic SEO being implemented. So it looks like you're not in the top 3 pages for the phrase yet, which isn't a big deal. So I'll show you what you need to do next. Okay. So the first thing we always look at is your content on your home page, or the page you're looking at ranking. Is that content personalized in any way? And it looks like you haven't really personalized much of the content, if any. Some of the pictures are updated, but correct me if I'm wrong here, George, that you haven't really customized the content on this homepage much, right? Ideally, we want to make sure that you've gone through and kind of rewritten a good hunk of that content. I'm talking, 30, 40, 50% of the content on that page is unique to you if you're really wanting to focus on SEO. For the people that are closing 3 deals or more, we've got that concierge setup once again, where our copywriter goes in and rewrites the content for you for that $1,500. And that's just a service we can't roll out to everyone right now. But there are copywriters we could possibly connect you with to rewrite your copy for you if that's not something you have the time for. But it's something everyone can do. I'm just going to hop in right now, George, and and show you some quick things you can do. So if you're looking to rank well for that search phrase that we showed before, the first thing we want to do is take that search phrase that you're looking at ranking for and put that in as the focus keyword. Okay, so I grab your search phrase, I'm going to put that in as the focus keyword, and then you can see right there when I show it as a focus keyword right there, we have a little bit of work to do. But the main reason for that is we're using the short codes here, and the short code system doesn't recognize that Baltimore in the keyword deal is Baltimore here, even though those are correct. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to delete that, because your site, your page is actually pretty well optimized for that phrase right there. Okay. I'm going to type this though. Want to sell your house fast in Baltimore, MD, question mark. Cool. So we got that in there. But then I would go through this content up here, honestly, and just paragraph by paragraph, read it and go, okay, what's this paragraph about? Okay, it's talking about situations a person's in: foreclosure, divorce, moving. Okay, even if it needs bad repairs, we can buy it. Okay, cool. So let me rewrite this paragraph in my own words. All right, so go through and rewrite that content in your own words. Basically, here's the situations that you're going through, and we can help you, is what you're going to be writing. Okay, and then once you rewrite that paragraph in your own words, and you've made sure to kind of mix in some of that keyword phrase stuff, and your SEO bubble remains green, then I would just go delete that paragraph that was our content, and then put yours in there. Okay, then go down to the next one and go, okay, what are these bullet points saying? Okay, so they're talking about, here's some things you have to do or you can do. Okay, let me rewrite this in my own words. Okay, so that way you don't have to know exactly how to structure your content or what you should write. What you have to do is just go through and go, okay, let me read what this paragraph's about. Let me jot down some notes. Here's the things I should include in it, and let me rewrite it in my own words. Okay, and just do that in 3 or 4 paragraphs in this content. This paragraph, maybe read through it and go, okay, so they're linking to this page, the process page. So let's keep that link in there. They're talking about that, we work differently. We're talking about how fast we can close. We can close in as little as 7 days. Okay, cool. Let me just bump this down, rewrite this paragraph in my own words. Let me keep this link in my paragraph, just so we're still linking to it. Then I'm going to delete that and get it out of there. Okay. So that you could probably do that in 20 or 30 minutes, or hire a decent copywriter to go do it. All right. Other than that, man, I mean, that's what I would do there. And if you don't have the 3 lead per day training, I would highly suggest, if you're going to be doing your own SEO, investing the $100 in the 3 lead per day training. Just go to your account as you're logged into your account. Go in there, and at the top, I think it says trainings right here. Yeah, go to trainings and purchase the 3 lead per day training. It's only $100. We're going to be massively updating it, and that's a training that I would go in. And if you want to learn the basics of SEO, cool, hit module 1. If you're wanting to learn to do keyword research better, cool. If you're going through and rewriting a lot of your content, George, this module 3, is going to walk you through a lot of the on-page stuff, optimizing your body content, images, things like that. This is stuff that we've already done on your Carrot site. This is just going, okay, if you're going to be writing your own content, here's how to make sure to do it. Okay. But then next, as soon as you customize some of that content, George, and like I said, don't overthink it, man. Literally just go through the paragraphs on that homepage and just rewrite 3 or 4 of them in your own words. Okay. 30 minutes, done. And then go into module 4 and start to get some of that implemented. Okay. And I would carve out 30 minutes to an hour a week, and be in it for the long haul. SEO is not a quick thing. Okay. But the cool thing is, while you're working on the SEO side of it, make sure you then also have a short-term traffic plan going. Okay, I was talking with a client last week, actually, and actually Brian Rockwell a couple weeks ago. He's in Texas, brand new investor as of, I think, November of this past year. He really delayed on getting a lot of his stuff on his business going. And I talked to him on the phone because he's crushing it. He did like 80-something grand in wholesaling revenue in March, and did amazing in April, and is even bigger in May. I'm going, man, like, how does this happen that quick? And he said, dude, all I did was I joined the plan. I show up to every single one of your coaching calls, and I always take a nugget out of it. I implement every week after I leave a coaching call. I always ask questions in those coaching calls. And then he said, all I did was I went through the 3 lead per day, and I just blocked out time each week to go through it. And he said inside the 3 lead per day, he goes, originally I was just going to focus on SEO. He's in like Dallas or something, crazy competitive market. It's in some market in Texas. And he said, I was originally just going to do SEO, but I realized SEO is a long-term game, and I couldn't wait 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 months to catch that momentum in my market with SEO, which is what it will take in a really, really competitive market. And in our training, we say, hey, you got to have a short-term traffic plan and a long-term. And part of a short-term is you could do Craigslist if that works well in your market, which we have trainings on that. You can do pay-per-click, direct mail, whatever it is. He said he chose pay-per-click. He went with a firm that's in our marketplace, AdWords Nerds. You can find them in our marketplace. They're not cheap, but they're great. He carved out a budget for it, and that's where his traffic and deals are coming from. 81 grand in wholesaling revenue. That's not net of ad costs, but his profits were north of $50,000-$60,000 that month. And he's a teacher and a baseball coach. Okay, so he's so excited now. But the key is be relentless, think long term, but implement a short-term plan as well. All right, sweet, good questions, man. Cool. Kathy says, Kathy buys St. Louis houses. Keyword, we buy houses St. Louis. I'm gonna do the same thing. And the cool thing is, guys and gals, a lot of these suggestions I'm gonna be giving y'all are suggestions that everyone should do if you're focusing on SEO. So if I don't get to your question, you're probably gonna be able to pull a lot out of my answers for other people, because we can only get through so much during this call. Okay. So right here, same thing. It looks like Kathy, and this is just my gut hunch, it looks like this is our default content. So if you're looking at ranking well for that phrase, we buy houses St. Louis or something, you're gonna wanna make sure to go through and just personalize your content, 40, 50% ideally. If you don't have the bandwidth to do it or don't wanna do it, we might be able to hook you up with a copywriter that can help you with it. It's not a service we officially offer right now, but there's people even in Facebook groups, wholesaling houses full-time. There's probably people in there that can help you with it. 1 second here. There's people who can help you with it. Or like I said, just block out 30 minutes today and just go through and rewrite some of these paragraphs in your own words, and come back next week, show us what you did. We can give you some feedback. All right. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop into the back end of your site here. And these are great questions. These are great questions, guys and gals. So these are, and we're always going to be honest with everyone, so everyone knows the stage that you're in. These are definitely questions on the beginner side of it, which is awesome, because these questions, everyone's got to start somewhere. But these are great questions. So if anyone is in that beginner side of things, these answers are likely going to help you as well. Okay. So my guess is a lot of this traffic potentially, I'm not sure where you're getting your traffic, if it's coming from SEO or pay-per-click or what's happening there. But the first thing, go over into rankings. Make sure you add the keywords in that you're looking to rank for, so we can start to track those puppies. Okay, highly important. So go in there, Kathy, and I'm just going to have you do it. This time I'm not going to do it for you, just because I want you to go through it and use it. But go through right here. I'll send you through the link in here. So go right there, Kathy, and just send it through to you. Go right there and add in some keywords to track that you're looking to rank for, and our system will start to gather that data for you. All right, and then next, it's a lot of the same stuff. Get that homepage personalized a little bit more. All right. And then some of those initial basic things that we want to be doing is getting citations going first, which citations are those basic listings in Yelp, Yellow Pages, Yellow Book, Manta, stuff like that. Just so you know what citations are and which ones to do. Inside of our marketplace, I'll send you this link. Inside of our marketplace, we do have this service where we can do them for you, but also at the same time, we give you everything you need to do it yourself if you'd rather do it yourself. And this page explains what citations are, explains why they're important, okay? And then it also goes through walking you through why citations are important, and it gives you a bunch of good suggestions. And I think in here, if not, we'll make sure it's linked up. We do have in the help section, I'll send this through to you too. We do have in the help section a list of websites to get citations from. So I'll send this through to you right now. And this is something I would suggest 30, 40, 50 citations. That might take you a month to do or something, probably 10 to 15 minutes per citation. Or, like I said, we can do it for you in the citation building service. And I think we charge about $8 per citation. So if you look at it that way, it's very, very affordable for us to just hammer these puppies out for you versus investing 4 or 5 hours, doing citations yourself. So just it might be longer than that too. Might be 10 hours depending on how detailed you want to get with it. Citations are critical to getting that base level SEO foundation going as far as the offline or off page is considered. Once you get 30, 40 of those citations going, then come back next week after, and we'll walk you through some next things you should be doing. But at this point, get your homepage content a little bit more customized, okay? Get some citations going. And then if you have the 3 lead per day training, the next thing after you've got those going is dive into module 4. Okay, module 4 is what's going to really help you climb those rankings pretty fast once you've got your homepage content a little bit better dialed in, and then once you got citations going. And same thing, St. Louis is a big market, so you got to be in it for the long term. This is definitely something that with a well-implemented SEO plan, and I'm talking someone focusing on it half an hour to an hour a week for 6 months plus, with a well-implemented SEO plan in the St. Louis market, it's going to take 6, 7, 8, 9 months to really crack through that top 5 implemented well. And if you don't want to do it yourself, we do have our marketplace where you can hire someone to do it for you. Or the best 1-2 punch is implement the 3 lead per day training, then hop on these coaching calls each week. All right, and we can help you. All right, sweet. Hopefully that helped. Cool. Patrick says, is it worthwhile to create 2 duplicate home pages with 2 different keyword phrases? Example, We Buy Houses Baltimore, Sell My House Fast Baltimore. Only one of the pages would have an active link on my website, but both would start ranking in Google. So my simple answer to that is no. If you create content good enough, and the content's robust enough for that homepage, and you get a good enough off-page SEO profile, which off-page is everything we talk about in module 4 of the 3 lead per day. So off-page is your citations, like we're talking about here. Off-page is your backlinks. Off-page is your social media signals, okay? Stuff like that. If you have a good enough off-page profile and your domain authority increases, which is the way you increase your domain authority is with backlinks, is with just age of your domain, being patient. Social signals, so people Facebooking and your Facebook liking and Google Plusing the page. Your ability to rank for multiple phrases on one page increases, okay? And the phrase We Buy Houses Baltimore and Sell My House Fast Baltimore is close enough that as long as you have both of those phrases and other related phrases on that page content, you're going to have a good chance of ranking well for both on that single page. Now, the instance where you're going to want to come up with a different page completely is if you're going after a different keyword family. Okay, for me, the We Buy Houses and Sell My House Fast keyword family is the same family. It's basically the exact same intent that the seller is searching for. They're looking for someone to buy their house. Okay, but if you go after a phrase that's, let's say, how to sell my inherited house, Baltimore, you want to make sure to type up a page that's specific on how to sell an inherited house in Baltimore. Okay, because that keyword family is around the probate and inherited conversation. And of course, yes, you're saying here's how you can sell that inherited house, but it's around the probate and inherited keyword family. Okay, so in this instance, I would definitely not split it off, Patrick. I'd keep it the same. I would focus on making sure that you rewrite a hunk of it so it's unique to you. But then I would also focus on making sure that you get some backlinks going to it. You get some social signals, the stuff we talk about in module 4. Be patient. And that one page, if you're ranking #1 for We Buy Houses Baltimore, the chances that you rank in the top 3 for Sell My House Fast Baltimore are insanely high for that same page. Okay. But if you're ranking number 1 for We Buy Houses Baltimore with your homepage, there's no guarantee at all that you're going to rank anywhere on page 1 for Sell My Inherited House Fast Baltimore. Okay, so that's kind of where you need to look at is, am I going after a different keyword family? All right. A good example of that, I'm going to show you just straight up that we implement this stuff, right? So Facebook, I'm just, marketing tips, real estate investing. I'm just making this. I don't even know if we rank for this stuff, right? So I'm typing this up here. Okay, so this is a good example, I guess. So Facebook marketing tips for real estate investing. So you can see that we eat our own dog food, as they say, right? So we're advertising for that phrase. We also control the number 1 ranking, the number 2 ranking. Let's see, we also have a video on this page. Okay, so we control not only an AdWords spot, but also 3 complete spots in the organic listing here. And you might say, well, how'd you do that and why are you doing that? And you guys can do the same thing. Is these are completely different pieces of content. So I would definitely not straight up duplicate a page like your home page, just straight up duplicate it and then just change the focus keyword. I would create, if you're going after the same or similar keyword phrases with different pages, I would create 2 completely unique pieces of content that go after the same topic with a different angle. Okay, so we purposely wanted to rank multiple times for Facebook marketing type conversation for real estate investors. And we said, okay, we can't just duplicate that same blog post and change the focus of it a little bit. We've got to come up with completely different content, but it's around the same topic. Okay, so you could create a page that's specifically on Baltimore house buyers, right? So create a page specifically on that, talking about what a house buyer is, how a professional house buyer works, that you can buy quickly, and things like that. That page alone, if you mix in We Buy Houses and Sell My House Fast phrases also into that, that page also might bump up in page 1. So you might get 2 rankings on page 1 if you do it right. All right, sweet, good question, man. Next one, Sam says, I'd like to get an outside perspective on my site, housetraders.net. Sweet. For the keyword Sell My House Fast Fort Myers. And first piece of homework I'm going to give you, Sam, is, dude, make sure that you go, and if you have, I'm going to check on you here. So anyone who sends an example through, if it's an SEO related example, make sure that before I get to your thing, you've added in some keywords. So he has, which is awesome. Sweet. I like it. Okay, so he's got some of those in there. One thing I would update though, Sam, is this right here. That sell an inherited house phrase is so generic and so basic. I'm not sure that that's going to really help you much. So I would maybe change that to sell an inherited house Fort Myers or something. Okay, to localize it, because that's so generic. It's probably not going to help you much. All right, so you've got that you're working on. And you just joined a couple weeks ago, so you're brand new, which is sweet. And I did notice too, Sam, that you kind of err on the side of outsourcing stuff. So if you are you're a beginner investor, you want to outsource, if you got the budget for it, make sure to reach out to someone in our marketplace. Okay, go to oncarrot.com/marketplace. All right, and we can do that work for you, because I did notice you indicated that you would rather outsource when you are able to. So just check that stuff out if that is something you want to do. But if you want to do it yourself, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do right now. Okay. So he says, set my keywords up last week. Let me check it out and see why it's still showing as pending, because it definitely, let me check it out and see why, because those should definitely be populating. All right. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do, once again, you're brand new with Carrot. So the first thing, lock into a long-term mindset. Okay. Lock in a long-term mindset, man. That's the first thing. I'm just getting rid of some of these tabs over here. Okay. In the exact same things I walk through everyone else, make sure you've customized and personalized some of your homepage content. It looks like you have, which is sweet. So you've customized a good hunk of that. You've built out some location-specific landing pages, which is sweet. One thing I would do though is I would definitely personalize. I would definitely probably add in the state in here. Like I'd add in the state in the URL, and it's probably new enough, because you probably, I mean, you didn't create these pages that long ago, so probably not ranking for anything yet. It's probably new enough that you could update the permalink on them, I would probably just leave them as is, since they're pretty Florida specific city names. There's not like a whole lot of Bonita Springs or Port Charlotte's around. But if it's like a Springfield or something like that, where there's Springfields in probably half the states in the country, and when in our URL and up here it just says We Buy Houses Springfield, and the URL says We Buy Houses Springfield, but it doesn't qualify it for the state. You want to, I always err on the side of qualifying at the state level in the URLs for our location specific landing pages and in the main headline. Okay, so ideally it would be We Buy Houses in Ave Maria, Florida, or FL. And then up here, We Buy Houses in Ave Maria and Florida. That's the ideal. Okay, now I don't want all of you guys going out and changing your URL structure if a page is already ranking. Because if a page is already ranking, let's say in page 1 or page 2, and you change your URL structure, that ranking is going to disappear. Okay, so don't change your URL structure unless you have us look at it specifically on the strategic side, unless you're okay with that ranking disappearing. But if you just launch the pages, cool, change it up. So your content's updated a little bit. You've got some location-specific landing pages. Yeah, just now dive through a module 4 on the 3 lead per day training, or we have coaching calls in the archives that walk through all this stuff. And if you didn't want to buy the 3 lead per day, you could completely go through those coaching calls and sift through the ones that are specific to backlinks and citations and stuff, because we've taught all this stuff in there. But module 4, go there, get the action plan, and then go there and start setting up these things. So you'll probably want to start about video 3 and then go through maybe each week, spend an hour or 2 going through these over the next several months, and go all the way through video 3 through video 12 or video 11. Okay, and then just every couple of weeks check back with us, get some backlinks going, get your social signals going like we'll teach you in there, and get your citations going. And then last, have a short-term traffic plan. Okay, SEO, pay-per-click on the west coast of Florida is working really, really good. Southeast coast of Florida, PPC is pretty competitive. If you're in the Miami market, PPC is crazy hard. If you're in Port St. Lucie, places like that, PPC is working great in a lot of other spots in Florida. All right, sweet. Says I plan to start in a 3 lead per day training later this week. Thanks for the feedback so far. Awesome. And then, yeah, Sam, reach out to us if for some reason those rankings are not populating. Let's say by tomorrow, reach out to support and hit us up. I'll ping my team on that right now too. All right, cool. A few more questions here. Back to Grace now. So we left Grace off with, she's getting some leads. I want to kind of find out more information on what's happening with those leads as they come in. So still figuring out how to evaluate the numbers. 1, retail, rehabbing property. We couldn't agree on the numbers. Mortgage and other factors didn't support. 1 still holding out from Miracle behind mortgage. Okay. On the PPC side of things, Grace, it might be worth having us take another look at your account. You might be able to reach through and either ping Brendan or maybe we could spin up a PPC kind of office hours call like this where we focus on your account on the PPC side. But with $15 a day, I mean, ideally you should be converting, between $50 and $200 per lead, but then that's where the numbers really work in. That's where the numbers really work in, that if you're closing 1 out of every 10 leads into a deal, then you just look at those numbers. Now, let me show you guys this, okay? This is a little calculator. This is really important, y'all. Whether you're looking at PPC or SEO or whatever, it's really easy to get discouraged when you're investing in marketing and you may not see the fruits of the labor yet. But let's kind of go with this. Let's say you're in a market where your average profit per deal is 15K. And this is a tool that we developed called the ROI calculator. Anyone can get access to this. Just go to oncarrot.com/ROI. oncarrot.com/ROI. Okay, let's assume your average profit per deal is 15K. All right, and let's just say a number of leads to close to 1 deal is 15. That's about average with PPC and SEO. A lot of people close way more deals than that per lead. So it could be 10 leads per deal. If it's a non-optimized pay-per-click campaign, or you're just really picky at the types of leads and deals, you might be a 1 in 25, 1 in 30. If you're really picky with your leads and deals. Cost per click, this really depends on your market, but this really depends on your market. But let's say, you know, right here, let's just go with you're in a competitive market. Let's say your cost per click is $10 per click. And let's just go with on the PPC side that your conversion rate is 10%. Okay, so what our tool is going to tell you is, assuming these numbers are correct, what's the minimum marketing budget that you should set per deal before you should ever think about stopping that marketing? Okay, and this is just assuming these numbers. Okay, but let's go with this now. Let's do an 8% conversion rate or something like that. Okay, so at minimum, assuming these numbers, and this is very conservative, this is a 700% ROI. At minimum, you should never stop that marketing method using these numbers until you've hit at least $1,800 in expenditure and investment in that advertising method. A lot of people will stop at it. So if you're investing, and I don't know what your numbers are, but if you're investing, you know, $15 per day times 30, that's about $450 per month. So of course that's about, what is that, 4 months worth of pay-per-click costs with that. And I know you've probably been doing PPC for longer than that, so I'd love to dig into your stuff kind of offline here in a more detailed way. But if someone, assuming those same budget numbers, and assuming that this is the cost per click, and assuming that that's your number, and assuming that that's your number, and assuming that that's how your website's converting, that you should not stop there. But you should also be aware that if it was me, I would be completely happy with a 500% ROI. I'd be completely happy with the 200% ROI to get that first deal done. Okay, as you're doing more deals, you're going to want to make your ROI margin go up. Excuse me. But getting that first deal done, I would definitely be willing to spend way more than this to get that first deal done, because then I could take that profit and put it back into PPC. Okay, so for me, I wouldn't stop my marketing probably personally until I hit the $3,000 mark. And I would really heavily evaluate it. Once I hit the $1,500 to $2,000 mark, I'm like, all right, I need to have someone take a look at this to see what I'm doing wrong, or to see if I'm doing it right. Hit the $3,000 mark, I would probably honestly go to $5,000 myself, just me personally, knowing what I know, because I'm going, shoot, what if it's lead number 25 at click cost number 4,215 that turns into your $15,000 deal. And now you just netted, you know, 11 grand, and you can take half of that net and put it back into pay-per-click, or all that net and put it back into pay-per-click. So the reason I say this is I want to make sure people really know their numbers and aren't basing our marketing off of emotion, and not saying anyone is here, but off of hard data. So you can use this tool as a rough guideline, assuming that you know your numbers here. Okay, if your average profit's 25,000, sweet. I mean, you should be spending way more money to get that stuff, okay? And let's say that you're closing 1 per 20 deal. Let's say your cost per click is really high and you're in a competitive market. I mean, this is where you see the numbers really start to change. So people stop spending money way too soon in competitive markets. All right, so have that budget lined out. Sweet. Okay, Grace, yeah, let's definitely touch base with this offline, because it's hard to see without looking at the exact pay-per-click account and how the keywords are built out and stuff. I know we looked at it one time, and the team really helped hone it out for you, but that's been some time since we looked at it. And I'm going to ping the team right now about the keyword pending issue. One second. Okay, I'll just ping the tech team on it to see what the issue there is. We'll get taken care of for you. Ellie, awesome. Yeah, good to see you, Ellie. Ellie says, hope you're awesome. Great to be here today. Would love you to take a peek at my seller site. Give me some feedback. I'm currently ranking about the middle of page 1 for Sell My House Fast in Miami, which is a crazy competitive market, but I love it. And you got a great domain name, sellfastfairoffer.com. I like it. Let's pull up that site right here. Cool. So she's got some good, clear, simple branding. This isn't a big deal, but I always like to challenge ourselves on the images that we select back here, because that credibility, that first impression, is a big deal. I'd honestly go find a different image, Ellie, one that's clearer and crisper, and upload it, or reach out to the team and see if the Carrot team can make this one look better for you. Because sometimes we're able to actually take the current image you've got in there and just make it look clearer. Okay, so reach out and make sure that's clear, guys, because that's a big credibility kind of negative detractor that could happen there. Says, not sure what to do, get me higher on the page. Oh, cool. And this is a really, really good thing. She says, I'm a Content Pro member, have not posted the articles on the Content Pro in a few months because she's concerned that there's other members in that market using the same ones. Says, I'm not sure what's worse, having duplicate content or not posting content at all. Thanks in advance. Great question. So on the Content Pro side of it, so here's a couple things here, okay? There's two benefits to the Content Pro articles. One of them is simply credibility and performance, okay? So if you're doing pay-per-click and someone lands on your website and they see that you've got fresh content and fresh articles being posted and they can browse through those, that alone is a credibility booster in the minds of those prospects, no matter how they got to your website. If they got to your website from direct mail or pay-per-click or SEO, that content is gonna help stand out a little bit, okay? So then you look at it from the other perspective on the SEO side of it. Yes, if there are other members in Miami posting those same articles, which there likely are, because Miami is a competitive market, there's a couple options that we've got. So what the Content Pro system does is for a very, very affordable rate, basically you get those articles. I mean, if you want to look at it this way, those 12 articles you're getting in Content Pro aren't costing you anything, because for that value you're getting in Content Pro, you're getting these weekly coaching calls, you're getting our dialed in support, you're getting our other features and this and that. That far exceeds the $99 a month you're investing. And then you get these Content Pro articles on top of that. So use them or don't use them, that's your choice. What a lot of people do is, rather than going out there and writing their own articles every month or hiring someone, you know, for 50 or 100 bucks to write good quality articles, which is about what you'll pay for good quality articles. What a lot of people do is they'll go through the Content Pro stuff and let's see, I'm just gonna pull it up right here. They'll pull up Content Pro right here, and then they'll go find those articles, okay? They'll go find those articles, and then they'll go edit them briefly. You know, they might edit the first paragraph, swap out an image, and then edit, you know, spend 10 minutes editing stuff. So rather than spending an hour or two writing an article with research and writing it, you could spend 10 minutes per article just tweaking it up 15, 20%. Okay, so that way you are adjusting it a little bit, but still it's saving you a lot of time versus writing it yourself. The second thing that you could do, Ellie, and this is not a sales pitch here, but this is a sales pitch. I'll be frank with it. One of the things that we added into that advanced marketer plan that once again is rolling out in about an hour and 20 minutes from now officially, and you'll get an email about it, or as soon as that plan is ready, in about an hour or two, about 2 o'clock, you'll be able to go to oncarrot.com/advanced-marketer. So oncarrot.com/advanced-marketer. That page is not ready yet, so if you go there now, it's probably going to show an error page or something. Just keep that in mind. But about 2 o'clock, we'll launch that page live, and then you'll be able to upgrade to the advanced marketer plan, or you can just go inside of your account. Okay, go inside of your account. Let me find an account here. And go up to my account at 2 o'clock Pacific time today, and you can then go to upgrade or change your subscription. You'll be able to see that advanced marketer plan option in there, and the advanced marketer plan is going to offer 12 additional Content Pro articles that are exclusive for people in that plan. It's going to be premium articles, all 600 words or more, including images, things like that. So that's one way you can differentiate yourself out of that, because my guess is that most people in Miami are not going to choose that. So you're probably going to be the first one in there, and then you can briefly tweak those up a little bit. So yep, good stuff. So that's kind of the two things you've got to look at there, Ellie, on the way that Content Pro plays into your SEO structure. All right. So if you've got, let's say you're using the normal Content Pro articles and you're using these new ones, technically you could then post 2 articles per week if you wanted, to where you've got two that likely the majority of people in Miami are not using because they haven't upgraded, and then you've got those other 2 that just help to build that out. So Google sees as here's fresh content that's not a lot of people are using that or no one in your market yet, and here's these other ones. Well, shoot, we see that on other sites. But if you look at a lot of news websites and you look at the big news story that came out and they're all ranking well in Google, 80% of that news story is the same thing. You know, the person just went in there and wrote a little bit of context to that news story. They put their own first paragraph or two to that news story. So you can do the same thing here where it's the same content, but you put in your first couple paragraphs, a last paragraph to close it that's custom for you, then you bounce, right? So pulling up the phrase that you're looking to rank for, and same thing, just make sure you're tracking those keywords for you. But sell my house fast, Miami. Usually when you're stuck when you're stuck, let's say in the top 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 for a keyword phrase, usually it's a backlink issue and or aging issue. Okay, so her site is sell fast for offer. Let's see. So right there. So on my end, and I'm in Oregon, but it's at the bottom of page 1. All right, if I pull up this Moz toolbar, which once again I'm so excited to build out our own feature set over the course of this year that will go into the advanced marketer plan. That's going to help you do a lot of this research inside of the account. It's not there yet, but those people who do upgrade to that are going to get grandfathered in at that lower price, 25% off for the life of your account. Because as soon as we get the full feature set built out, then the price goes up to $199 a month for people who don't join now. So according to this anyway, and like I said, sometimes I like to take it with a grain of salt, but you can see the people who are ranked in the top couple, they've got good domain authority. Page authority solid, got some backlinks in there. This one's kind of an anomaly, like, why is it up there with no real backlinks and stuff? That's interesting. I'm kind of curious to click through and see that. That's almost like, oh, that's you. That is way interesting. Huh. What the heck? I don't think I've ever seen that before, Ellie. So you have a Google Doc up there that's ranking there. That's something I'm gonna start testing. Huh. So you made that public. I don't even know if you meant to put this up here. My guess is you probably didn't. But that right now is public. That's interesting. I'm gonna test it out in some stuff. So what I would do, assuming that what this is showing me is correct. Okay, so it piled in some data now. So your domain authority is there, backlinks are there. Let's see if we can click this to see if Moz is like messing up. I don't know what the deal is. And you do have some good backlinks. I'm assuming you've done citations. We Buy Houses Miami. Yeah, this is one, Ellie, right here that I would need to dig in a little bit more on to do some research on. One second. I'm going to log into this account here. I'm just going to type in your domain. This is one tool that we've been using quite a bit. But like I said, I don't want people rushing out and joining these kinds of tools because we're going to start getting their API and building them into the advanced marketer plan. So some of this data will go inside of there. But I just pulled up your domain here in this tool and just kind of pulling some stuff up here. Let's see, I'm going to go into SEO research here and just seeing what it's given me, okay? Clicking on backlinks to see what it gives me here. So for some reason, Moz was showing me, that's weird. Yeah, for some reason, Moz was showing me backlinks. Yeah, Moz was showing me 88, and this one's showing just the 1, which this is weird. So it looks like the cool thing is your trend is trending up. There's been some, just like with all SEO, some ups and some downs. Looks like Orlando Fair Offer is kind of going up a little bit, which is cool. This is one that just jumped onto page 1. It looks like Sell My House Fast for Cash Florida, which is awesome. So you're making some good moves. There's some rankings that are definitely increasing, which is great. Yeah, for some reason the backlink report here is just not pulling the data that I'm wanting to see. Okay, but what I am going to do, here's a good little hack, is if here's a customer who's ranked #1, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab their domain. Okay, I'm going to go into some sort of a backlink tool, which once again, this is weird. Funny, a lot of these tools aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing today. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll find the person who ranked really high there for something, and I'll pull up their backlinks. And you can do that with ahrefs.com or SpyFu, or there's some other tools. And then I go look and see which websites are pointing toward them. And that's the thing, that you're not going to find one tool that's going to completely nail it on backlinks. A lot of them show different stuff. But this particular page here, for some reason, is linking to that website. So it looks like they had a blog that someone linked to their website. I'm just going to go try to find the actual blog, the actual spot where it links to this website. Looks like it's a pretty good, thorough post. Anyway, it's in here somewhere. So somewhere on this page is linking to that, which is a good backlink. Yeah, Ellie, what we need to do is, I think we need to take a look at the backlinks for sure, because your site looks solid. You're on page 1, and it's really going to take an in-depth backlink look. And for some reason, these tools aren't working the way that we want them to right now, which is why, of course, we're going to be building this stuff into Carrot here shortly. So can you ping me directly, Ellie? Because this would be a great piece of content that I could do, and I'd love to work with you on it. All right. Thank you. A couple more questions, guys, then I got to bounce. Maurice popped this in pretty early. Laneinvestments.com. Goal, getting my website and city page at the top of Google. Question, how do you rank your city-specific page? So I just concentrate on getting my main site to rank. And is it smart to get the advanced marketer plan if you haven't closed a deal or haven't got any leads yet? So really good question, man. So I'll address the second one first. I never want anyone upgrading or buying a plan that doesn't add value to what they're already doing over and above what it's going to cost you extra. Okay, so if you feel that the advanced marketer plan will add value to what you're doing, then sweet, do it. You can always downgrade and you can always upgrade back up. Okay, but here's the deal. So what I would do for you, probably, Maurice, is, unless you're right now needing to track more than 3 keywords per site, or right now ready to share and absorb information from a high-end mastermind, or right now really wanting and needing the Content Pro or the exclusive Content Pro articles, there are other features that are in there for sure. 10% discount on marketplace items, things like that. I'd probably hold off on that for a few weeks or a month, okay, and focus in on what you mentioned there, getting your location-specific landing pages really dialed in. The way that your location-specific landing pages are going to rank better is by just the simple act of going through the 3 lead per day training. Okay, going through the 3 lead per day training. The simple act of going through the 3 lead per day training and increasing your domain authority. Okay, and the way you increase your domain authority is a handful of backlinks. Literally, it could be 6 to 12 good quality backlinks, the way that we teach you to build them in Module 4. It could be literally just that, okay? Getting some citations going. So 15, 20, 30, 40 citations over the next month. If you're gonna do it yourself, block out 4, 5, 6 hours. If you want us to do it, the marketplace, we can do it for you for about $8 a citation. We do them in batches of 40, okay? And then getting some social signals. So sending that website out to your colleagues and friends, and get 10, 20 people to Facebook like it over the next month or 2. Okay, and get a handful of Google Pluses in there. That's going to be the first and best thing you can do to help those location-specific landing pages rank. One thing I will look at is, a lot of people make the mistake of, they launch the page, they don't really customize the home page at all, and then they start to create these location-specific landing pages, and then they don't customize those at all. Okay, so I would highly suggest that as you go through and create these location-specific landing pages, that you make sure that this content's personalized at least 15, 20%, 30% versus your home page or whatever page that you duplicated it from. Okay, so same thing. That's kind of where you go through and just spend 20, 30 minutes per page customizing that content. Or I always like to mention this, because we always want to make sure that we give you guys the option of outsourcing where it makes sense in your business, but teach you how to do it if you want to do it yourself. Is in the marketplace, we do have city-specific landing page service where we can do 10 of them for you and rewrite all the copy for you. So this is where we do the pages for you. We put them in the sidebar for you, and our copywriters go in and rewrite the copy so they're unique. Each page is unique. So there's always that option as you guys are building out those location-specific landing pages that you can have our copywriters go in and write the content for you if you wanted to outsource it. If you don't, just go through and we adjust the whole article. Like the whole page is custom when we do it, but we suggest at a minimum 20, 30, 40% of those location-specific landing page content should be adjusted. All right, then yeah, make sure you're just going through module 4 and getting those backlinks and citations going. Hal says, I'm feeling focusing on too many keywords, but my intent was LSI. Okay, latent semantic indexing is what he's referencing. Let's pull up your website here. I'm getting a lot of tabs open here. He says, I'm on mobile and had a call interrupt transmission. I don't think Trevor got to me right. Nope, man, good timing. We're doing it right now. All right, so let's hop into the back end of your page. So we did a drill down coaching call on this particular topic on LSI. This is pretty advanced here, so if you're brand new, just let this fly over your head for now. Focus on the fundamentals, okay? But it looks like you're getting some leads, which is sweet. Hal, have you had a chance to close any of these leads and deals yet? Yeah, let me know. Let me know if you've had a chance to close any of those leads into deals. I'm always kind of curious, which is cool. So let's go over to content. I just want to look at your homepage. All right, let's go find your homepage there. Yeah, let me know, Hal, on kind of what you're doing to work those leads, because like I mentioned, with a person who's adept at negotiating the deals, what we see is on average between 1 in 10 to 1 in 15 to 18 leads close into a deal with SEO and pay-per-click through Carrot. So that's something I'm always kind of curious. I haven't looked at those leads. I'm not sure if a bunch of them are test leads or something like that, but that's something I'm always kind of curious if once we start to see someone crossing over the 1 in 25, 1 in 30 leads per deal number with this, we start to look at it and go, okay, are there missed opportunities in the actual negotiation of the deal, or is it a credibility issue? You know, where you're getting the leads, but then they're comparing you against 4 other operators, and the other operators just did a better job increasing the credibility profile for them. And that's always something we got to think about in the competitive market. All right, cool. So on the LSI side of things, it looks like you've got this as a green. You've done a lot of customization in the content, which is awesome. Okay, so selling house fast is what you're going after. And this is definitely a lot of content for a homepage. Let's see. There's some good stuff in here though. Really good stuff. Just my gut reaction here, Hal, as this is probably a tad too much content for the homepage. Reason being, especially on mobile, on the Carrot platform, almost 60% of the leads that you guys are generating right now are on cell phones. And we want to give people as much as they need to make the proper decision, but not drown them. If we're going to put a lot of content, we want to make sure to kind of guide them on the right direction. So this stuff is all good. Like I like this stuff here. I like that. I like having the call to action there. I mean, this is good content. I'm just thinking about, you know, is there ways that we could start to pare this down a little bit and possibly make this a blog article that links back to your homepage, you know, or something like that. Or make this a page or a blog article that links back to your homepage or something. This right here looks like, I think that's Carrot content. I would honestly probably just eliminate that whole block right there. You know, just because I think volume-wise it's not needed, assuming that the rest of the content's optimized well. I'd probably eliminate that whole block there. And then this right here, just the way that this content's laid out, there's a very small chance that most people who are on this page are actually going to read this content here, because your eye isn't grabbed by it. you know, as I'm scrolling through, the way that we all work is we scroll and then we stop on stuff that grabs our eye, that grabs our attention. And anytime there's massive blocks of text like this, I'm probably just going to scroll right past it until something grabs my eye. So while this is possibly helpful for Google, as long as it's written well, which it looks pretty good, this isn't going to really help convert the visitor much, because it's way too much content with no eye directors. You can see here in this, on this section, we've got an image that's an eye director with a caption, some bullet points, a subhead, you know, a couple little things there, a link. So even though this is a lot of content here, it's just structured better to convert the person. A free guide. Same thing. I'd probably think about putting this somewhere else. There's just a lot of stuff in here. Challenge yourself on this, man. The cool thing, this is all great content, right? This is all good stuff. So some of this stuff can turn into blog posts. Like I would literally take some of this stuff and rip it out of the homepage, put it as a blog post, and then on the blog post, link back to the homepage a couple times with your keyword that you're going after. Not a lot, but let's say in one of the blog posts, you would actually link to the homepage with the phrase, "Sell your house fast, Dallas." Like that's the actual link that points to the homepage. Don't do that too much, do it every now and then. Okay, so that might be a better way to use some of this content to help you on SEO, is then linking back to that homepage every now and then with a keyword phrase that's kind of in that LSI keyword family. All right, so I just want to make sure we're not losing people with all this content and having this content kind of be wasted because they're not seeing it. And we could use it just as well, I think, effectively on the SEO side if we put it as a blog post or a different page that links over. Yeah, and then let's go over here to one of these location-specific pages. Okay, so it looks like this page definitely is a little bit different, using some of the same stuff. Okay, cool. And you're in a competitive market, but the cool thing is, I mean, that's a market we've seen people crack through that market relatively quickly with a really, really well-implemented SEO strategy. Usually when they outsourced it to someone and they got a massive ROI. And I'll give you the same feedback we gave others. I'd challenge you on getting some different pictures in the hero sections that are more Texas oriented. And if you can, as you go, get some pictures attached to some of your testimonials as you go. Hopefully that helped you a little bit. And then make sure, just like the other people I mentioned, get your module 4 3 lead per day stuff going, where it's your backlinks, your citations, stuff like that. All right. Cool. Donald, sorry, man. Your question came in a little bit later. So if you're on here still, awesome. I'm getting you an answer. How do I minimize the large conversion panel, or how do I minimize the large conversation panel on the right? It's blocking a large section on the screen. There should be a little X box, and I think what you're talking about is the chat panel here. There should be a little box or little thing that is an X, or it says close conversation or something. Yeah, a little X at the bottom right. You just click that and it gets rid of it. All righty? Sweet. Cool. Curtis, sorry, man. Just now getting you. So I know it looks like you had to bounce. We'll send this through to you. Curtis is new as of 8 days ago. Says, do you have someone that will look over my site and evaluate it? Yes. And I'm just going to send this back through to Curtis. Okay. All right, cool. So got that through to Curtis. Looking to see what other questions there are. Okay. Alex says, Trevor, I've studied my local competition. I found out that they really don't have strong SEO numbers and backlinks, but they have been in business for a long time. How can I overcome that being a newbie? Thanks in advance. Alex, awesome stuff, man. So you've been with us for a few months, a newer investor and wants to be hands-on, which I love, in Vegas. So yeah, you're 100% right. The Vegas market is very much like that. And one thing I don't want people to defeat you is how long someone has been in the market, because literally we've gone into markets with people knowing what we know. We've gone into markets with people or websites, and we've seen it happen too. Where literally the Portland, Oregon market's a great example. I'm just getting rid of some of these pages here, guys and gals. The Portland, Oregon market's a great example where if you were to type in like sell my house fast, Portland or whatever, in Portland, Oregon or something, these one or two companies were controlling the top rankings for, I'm talking 3 or 4 years, and they've been in business for 10 plus years. Okay, it was actually this company right here, Columbia Redevelopment, used to do that. All right, so what happened was we went in, actually, this is a client that had the firm that's in our marketplace do SEO for them, and then this is a firm that is a high-end client that internally worked with us on it. This also is a Carrot customer, and it's not a Carrot site, but they're having someone do SEO on it, okay? And this is also a Carrot customer that's having them people do SEO on it. The moral of the story is this website controlled the #1 ranking for years, and no one could outseat them. And 3 different companies came in with strategic SEO plans, all Carrot customers, and trumped them. Okay, so how did that happen? Well, it happened with a long-term outlook. It happened with, it doesn't matter how long that website's been there, that yes, there is some stuff for sure that Google's going to give them the bonus points and thumbs up on, all right, because they've been there for so long. But if you are consistent in long-term thinking, you consistently build 2, 3, 4, 5 good backlinks per month, you got your citations nailed, your content's dialed in the way that we teach in the 3 lead per day, and you've got some good social signals, you have a really good chance over the long term of outpacing them. So there's not one market in the country that I would say, even if the person's been ranking there for 10 years, that if I decided to outrank them within a year to a year and a half, that we could likely outrank them. Not guaranteed, but the likelihood of that is pretty high. And then it's all with just literally implementing the 3 lead per day training and coming on these coaching calls. So yeah, dude, got to get some domain authority and page authority going. Have a long-term outset. Get 4 or 5 good backlinks built per month while you're working on a short-term traffic plan. The short-term traffic plan is going to be what makes SEO work for you for the long term. And I know that sounds funny, but especially if you're on a budget or you've got to get deals done now, no one can wait 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 15, 18 months to do a deal if you're just relying on SEO in a competitive market. So you've got to have a short-term traffic plan. You got to have that in place. Okay, got to have that in place. And that's where your pay-per-click comes in. That's where, you know, we walk you through all this stuff in here. In the help section, go to the Getting Started guide, the Carrot guide. In phase 2, we walk you through some short-term traffic stuff that you can do to get traffic coming in today. Depending on your market, Craigslist might work insanely good. If you've got a budget, pay-per-click works insanely good if it's managed correctly. Okay? Get that short-term traffic plan rolling. Oh, Sam says, when we were going through stuff earlier, Moz's servers lost power, so it looks like Moz was having an issue before. Cool. Okay, so going back to Sam here, Sam says, Google AdWords is quoting me a PPC budget for $5K a month. And that's one thing I would honestly take with a grain of salt, Sam, in your market of Fort Myers, Florida. Now, if you're in Miami or something like that, are you gonna really need $5K a month to truly compete and get enough leads to get the lead volume you want? Probably. But we've even found in many markets, like let's say as an example, Phoenix. Okay, Phoenix is a good example, or Texas. We've been able to go in with budgets far less than that, with a hyper-focused campaign, essentially structured the way that we teach it here, PPC. So on carrot.com/PPC-report, and I'll send this through to you right now, Sam. Not sure if you're still on here, but oncarrot.com/PPC-report, we walk you through how to really structure your AdWords campaigns in a really strategic way. And if you just don't have $5 grand a month in PPC budget, don't get defeated on it. There's other ways to tackle your PPC budget. If you're in Dallas, let's say, and you're like, shoot, for going for We Buy Houses Dallas, yeah, going for We Buy Houses Dallas, yeah, there's no way you're gonna really compete well with $500 a month in a PPC budget, because you're gonna eat that up in 10 or 20 or 30 clicks. But what you could do is find all the suburbs outside of Dallas and maybe some other keyword phrases and go after those with a lower budget and see what happens there. And then as you close some deals, and then you start to ramp up your budget. But yeah, there's markets in Texas that that Google told us, hey, you're going to need $3, $4, $5 grand a month in budget to really compete. We've gone in with $2,000 to $3,000 a month, or $1,500 to start, and then ramped it up to $3,000 and done really well. Okay, so use the Google deal as a good gauge, but with someone who's doing pay-per-click well, who manages pay-per-click well, as long as you have a budget that's fair. Okay, and I'm going to lay it out like this. I'm going to go back to this. Okay, going back to this ROI calculator. Okay, if someone says, hey, all I have is $2,000 plain and simple that I can lay out for pay-per-click over the next 2 months, you can work with that almost with any market, right? You just got to work with, you're going to have to be more patient. You're going to have to be more creative for sure. And you're probably gonna have to also challenge yourself on how can I cut budgets from other things to put into this to increase it as you go. But let's say you've only got $2 grand, but in that market, the deals, the profits right now are 15,000. Going with these numbers again, let's say the cost per click is 4. Okay, and let's say let's say that the website conversion, let's say the cost per click is 8. Okay, so we're doubling that. All right, so you look at that and go, oh my gosh, so I only have $2 grand plain and simple, and this is saying at minimum I should invest $2,000 before I ever even think about stopping in this marketing method, before I ever even think about stopping, because you're stopping before the numbers start to work in your favor. All right, so what I would do is I would go, okay, me personally, I wouldn't do this all in 1 month. If you plain and simple only got $2 grand, and there's no other ways you can challenge yourself to set that out there, and you legitimately only have that, and you don't have cable TV anymore, and you stop buying your Starbucks 12 times a month, those kinds of things. If you're still buying your Starbucks 12 times a month and spending $200 a month in cable and this and that, you probably have way more money for your marketing budget than you actually are saying you have. All right, but let's go with this. I would then probably take this full budget and split it up over 3 months and go, okay, I'm going to take this $2 grand a month and put it over 3 months period and let the numbers work in my favor. Month 1, I'm going to try to dial in my campaign as well as possible, because I don't want to blow all my budget in month 1 when it's not an optimized campaign. Because the first month in your campaign, it's going to be, if someone's running it well, they're going to be optimizing it and honing it in. Month 2, you should start to see your numbers a little bit better. Month 3, you should hopefully be getting that cost per lead down a little bit and honing in on the keywords and ads that are working better for you. Okay, so that's what I always want to have people look at with PPC budget. So anyway, cool stuff. Yeah, for sure, Ellie. Well, awesome. I know we've gone a little bit over 2 hours. Lots of great questions. Hopefully people got some great questions thrown out here. And each and every week we have these coaching calls. And like I said, the advanced marketer plan, if you're watching this live, is rolling out here in about an hour. Keep an eye out in your inbox. If you're watching this now, go to oncarrot.com/advanced-marketer. And if you go there now, as of the time I'm saying this live, it's probably not going to be up there. It'll probably go to an error page or something, but refresh it after 2 o'clock Pacific time, and it will be available for you to upgrade. And if you do not have the Facebook marketing course yet, you're going to get that course for free, which is normally a $200 course. We're going to be updating that here this next couple quarters. You're going to get that course for free if you upgrade before right now and Sunday at midnight this week. And you're also going to be grandfathered in at the 25% off of that plan for the life of your account in that plan. And it's only $50 a month more extra than you're paying right now as a Content Pro member, and you get access to so much more. So hit us up if you have any questions on it. No pressure on it at all. If this week works out for you, sweet. If a month down the road you're ready to upgrade, sweet. You will still get grandfathered in at that price, because we don't plan on raising the price to $200 a month until probably this fall. But you will, the people who get in this week do get extra bonuses that are going to be posted on that page for you. All right, so great questions that came in, y'all. Have an amazing rest of the week. Kathy says, I was just adding keywords and I got prompted to upgrade my membership. So my assumption, Kathy, is, because I think, let's see, let me go back to your site. The Content Pro plan, which is the account that you're on, allows tracking up to 3 keywords for free, and that's a feature that we just added in last week. Once again, at no extra cost, over and above what you're already doing for Content Pro. And when we're doing these, when we're grabbing these rankings, it actually costs us money every time we go out there and ping the system to get the rankings. So yeah, we toss this feature in for free for all Content Pro members to track 3 keywords. Then it's like, hey, if you want to then go kind of balls to the wall and track a bunch more, then that's where the advanced marketer plan, which is rolling out today, comes into play, to where you can upgrade. If you're really wanting to hit SEO hard, you can upgrade, get 20 keywords per site versus the 3, and a bunch of new features. So yep, if you've already got your 3 tracked, which is what this is doing right here, you can always change these keywords out if your primary keywords change, or you can upgrade the advanced marketer plan if that's a better fit for you. So yep, we got you. Awesome. Thanks for the heads up on that. All right, guys and gals, have an amazing rest of the week. Go out there, implement what we're teaching. Hit us up on support. We got you. Set up a strategy call with Adrian on our team if you want to really dive into some one-on-one strategy. Just do that inside of your account, and we've got you. All right, have a great rest of the week.